Hey guys, what's up? This is Jacqueline from the Writers Rampage, and I am here with my friend C.K.Brooke.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. So instead of 20 questions, we're going to play 18 questions. I couldn't think of 20 questions. All right.
Perfect.
So the first question: when did you know you wanted to become a writer, and at what age did you start?
Okay. So I started writing basically as soon as I could write. So like 6 years old. And it was more for fun and something to do to pass the time. And then it started occurring to me when I was maybe 15 or 16 that I could actually be a writer someday. So I would say those were kind of the ages where it originated.
Okay. And did you ever think that you would be so successful at it?
Well, define successful.
Well, I mean, you got some award-winning novels.
So thank you. I guess yeah, I mean I'm in the indie world, so it's kind of different from, the traditional and the big five world. And I think the original dream, was the that I wanted to be in the big leagues with the big five. But you know that saying where you shoot for the moon and even if you miss, you land among the stars. And so I shot for the moon and I didn't make it into the big five, but I did make it in with small presses and indies and learned how to self-publish. So I guess I could answer that no, I didn't imagine that this would be my path, but I'm very happy that it is.
Also, too, I feel like it's like a little bit harder to get like noticed in the indie world because there's so
Yeah.
many people that publish a lot more by themselves now.
Yeah.
I think maybe 10 years ago it wasn't as big as it is now.
Right, right. 10 years ago
So,
is what they call like the gold rush.
yeah.
So, sorry, let me just charge my computer
No,
here.
you're fine.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, 10 years ago was definitely the gold rush or the golden age when it was a lot easier to get seen and to make money. And
Yeah.
I got in like 1 year too late. So I got in when it was very competitive. But no, I never dreamed I'd have anything that won awards or was a finalist for something or honorable mention and things like that. So and really the key to that is just, if you can afford it, enter a lot of contests because you'll never know where you'll stand out.
Yeah, I used to enter contests, but I don't anymore.
Yeah.
A while since I've entered one. But there's not really like, I mean, I guess there is, and I just haven't really looked, but there's not really a lot of like bases on the internet where you can enter contests without having to pay for them or without having to put like money towards it or, anything like that.
Yeah, unfortunately, they all cost some sort of reading fee, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was one that was called Fan Story. I don't know if
Okay.
you ever heard of it.
I haven't heard of it.
And they used to do it for free, and then all of a sudden they started doing like 4.99 a month, 5.99 a month, and I'm like, I'm not doing that anyway.
Yeah, yeah, they usually, I mean, and I understand it in terms of, if you start getting so many entries, then, it takes so much time to read, and so people I guess need to be compensated for the time, but I'm trying to think. There was one that went out, I think it was a few years ago, like 2016, the Summer Indie Book Awards, and it was free and it was like you won by popular vote. So there was like a Google form and you'd go on and you'd vote for your favorite author. So we would like blast our email list like, hey, go on to this forum and vote for me. And so that was fun. There are some of those out there if you poke around, but not as many these days.
Yeah. Um, so I think I know the answer to this one, but are you a pantser or a planner?
I'm a planner all the way.
I know I've seen your work. How you
Yes.
plan.
Yes,
um,
I won't even start writing anything until I have like a comprehensive series Bible with like
yeah,
character
you
profiles
planned like
printed off,
extensively. Like
a
you're
30
like,
page outline.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do that. I can't plan. How many words do you write in a day?
That's a really good question. I think like on a really good day, with like a really good session after a couple hours where I'm able to really focus, maybe 1,000 or 1,200 or 1,300. at most. And that's
See if I
really
can do 1,000.
that's well, no, that's really good though, because I don't know if you're familiar with the book Deep Work by Cal Newport, but he explains like the brain science behind it. Your brain can only focus that deeply, like making something out of nothing, making words out of thin air for so long. And so, like one, for some people it's 1 hour, for some people they can go up to two. If you're very practiced at it, you can go up to three, but any longer than that, it's like your brain just can't keep going. Like people can't approach writing as if it's a 9 to 5 job and go 8 hours in a row. Like your brain just isn't capable of that.
No.
So, so I think, 1,000 words in one day is a or in one sitting is a very healthy goal. I guess you could do 1,000 words like first thing in the morning and then again in the evening, but we all have lives.
Yeah, exactly. And then especially with everything going on right now, it's just, a little bit more
Oh,
difficult to do things, and
yes.
so the world is crazy.
Yes.
Uh,
And that takes up like brain power too, like worrying about
yeah,
that in the back of your mind. It's harder to focus for
yeah,
sure.
it's tiring.
Yes.
Um, do you often set up word count goals? That's
I don't. I set up goals that I'm just going to get through a scene, however long or short that scene is. And what I mean by a scene is like, just if the characters are in the kitchen having breakfast and they have a certain conversation, and then in the next scene they're decorating the Christmas tree, like then my goal for the day is I'm going to just finish that scene where they're having breakfast and they get through their conversation and all the exposition that needs to happen in that conversation happens. And then as soon as that scene is over, like I get up, I'm done for the session. I might come back in the evening or something and write the next scene, but my goal for the day, I don't go by word count or page count. I just or even chapter count. I just go like scene by scene.